Hi everybody, it's Gail from Gail's Bookish Things. This is a video that's a little bit out of my ordinary, but I wanted to share with you my progress so far with my 100 Tiny Treasures. It's the painting challenge where you create 100 pictures in a year. So I started mine early March and I'll go to early March of 2026. Mentioned that before, but I thought I'd work backwards and show you what I've done so far. I am not an artist in the strictest sense of the word. I don't know watercolor technique. I just like creating things, and so I'm doing a combination of watercolor, a little bit of fine tip marker, and maybe a little colored pencil or something here and there. We'll see as it goes on, but let's just take a little quick gander, shall we? This is my first one, a little church in the woods. It feels so thick, but I'm numbering the back and I'm putting the date on so I can keep track of where I am. I figure if I do somewhere around 10 to 12 a month, then I'll be good to get these done in a year, assuming that I will miss a few days or a few quotas here and there. This is a very poorly done one, but I was trying to do a little desert scene. I have a very small palette of colors, so I'm kind of limited, and I'm not really wanting to buy a whole lot right now until I see. This was just my gold one that has the word faith embedded in there, hidden in there. Here's my little horsey. Some random flowers, something between a geranium, marigold, and zinnia. That's how I do flowers. If I try to make them look too much like something, they don't end up looking very accurate. Number 6 was this octopus undersea. 7, it was supposed to be a cup of coffee with like a cookie, and here's the spoon. But this is such a huge looking mug and like a minuscule cookie. It could almost be like a bowl of soup and a cracker. So I'll leave that up for interpretation. That's number 7. Number 8, obviously, hopefully obviously, is this blue dragonfly. I tried to do some flowers behind it, and they kind of got a little strange looking. They're a little too square, but I chose that because I had such a nice time sitting on my deck last summer and watching the blue dragonflies as I was, out there reading or whatever. This is a little night sky inspired by the view out our back. We back to a woods. We're in the suburbs, but there's a little woodsy area behind us before you get to the park. And one night the moon was looking so pretty through the trees. I kind of tried to recreate that here. My moon's a little blurry. We'll just say that's a cloud. 10 balloons floating off into the air. Here's where I used, I think it was all watercolor and then marker for the strings and white paint marker for the white accent on those balloons. 11 is an olive branch, and this was inspired, well, it's kind of funny, but we went to church with our son in Pensacola, a Baptist church there is Olive Baptist, and they have a church that focuses on having an outreach with the military and offering hospitality to them. So my son goes to that church, and I noticed when we were leaving, they had an artificial olive tree, and I loved how the black olives looked on the branches. So I looked up how to do an olive branch watercolor, and I just kind of made it to be my own version of that. But kind of like how that turned out. And I never really thought about what an olive looks like while it's growing, and I really liked how that looked. That appealed to me, so I tried to recreate that in a drawing. Some time ago, I saw this idea on YouTube or Pinterest on drawing citrus slices, so I recreated that I once did on another journal in mini form. And then number 13 is mint chip ice cream cone. And then number 14 is this girl with a kite by the ocean. This was also inspired by our recent trip to Pensacola, and I combined a few different elements. But at one point, walking down to the water, there was this wild grass of some sort growing, and it was just pretty. It was a windy day, and it was kind of swaying gently in the breeze. And then a day or two later, we saw kites in the distance. So I just kind of combined the two memories and did a version of the beach. And of course, that looks kind of funny. That kite should be really small, or she should be, well, the kite should be smaller and off more. But it just helps me remember the moment. Beautiful Saturday or Sunday afternoon. I can't remember which day it was for sure, but we drove along the beach and saw the kites, and it just looked really, really fun and real pretty. So that's that. So that was number 14. I'm off to a good start. 14 in 1 month I think is good, and that'll give me some leeway. As I mentioned, I'm sure you could join the challenge at any time. I'll try to remember to link it below. But anyway, I think it's a fun way to be creative, and it's a little bit different. I usually do journaling or writing, and this has been fun to dabble again with some paints. And I will also be using some fountain pen inks for these pictures. That's all for now. Hope you're doing well. See you again soon. Take care.